Extraordinary people, happy Monday to you. This is Zainu. Welcome to you, our Extraordinarily Whole Motivational Mondays. Happy Monday to you. Happy new month. Happy new week. And this message today that I'm bringing you, it's a little different from the messages that I'm usually sharing with you all. But nonetheless, it's a message that's dear and near to me right now. Um, um, and some of you, really, you may not agree with what I'm about to share with you, but I want you to know this is not about you. It's about the God whom I serve, whom I please, because when it's all said and done one day when I'm not here, He's the one that I have to face. And this is something that I had to actually battle with myself because it was a message that I was giving a few weeks ago. I want to say maybe probably like the first Friday or second Friday of last month, while I was jogging, I felt and heard strongly in my spirit to pray for ICE agents. And of course, some of you may hear this right now and think, oh, well, that's crazy. Why would she say that? Why would she want to pray for ICE agents? They're the enemy. Well, if you are a Christian and you even feel that way, I'm here to tell you that that's exactly what you should do because the Bible tells us, Jesus tells us to pray for our enemies, to pray for those who persecute you and mistreat you. So if you do feel that way, then it behooves you to pray for them. And for me, like I said, when I heard that message, when I got back from my jog, when I came home, I told my husband, I said, while I was jogging, I heard and felt in my spirit that the Lord was telling me to pray for ICE agents. I said, but I don't know how I'm going to share that message because I don't know how people are going to receive it because of everything that's going on right now surrounding ICE. And I told him that and I just kind of left it alone. So I've been kind of battling with it. Do I share the information? Do I share the message? Obviously, in my own personal time, I did pray. I do pray for that. Um, and I also should say, when that happened, this was when that first young lady was killed by ICE agents. Nicole, I don't remember the last name now, but I'm sure everybody's heard that right now, by now. This was when that first happened. And when I go back and think about it, I started thinking when the gentleman, Alex Preddy, I believe I'm pronouncing his last name right, the latest one, of course, that's in the news as well, that was killed by ICE agents. So when I heard about his death, it kind of put me back in a zone where I heard that message. So I started thinking, well, maybe had I adhered to that message, could that have been prevented? Could his death have been prevented? And that's why sometimes we have to understand that when we are hearing rather the Lord speaking to us, whether we are unsure of it or maybe afraid of what society will think, we also have to face consequences of that. In this case, there could be blood on your hand when you don't adhere to the word, because our focus should not be what man thinks, but rather what God thinks, what God says to us. And our focus is to please him. So for me, I did felt a little way about it um, when that happened, because when I felt in my spirit to pray for ICE agents was before his death took place. Now, I don't know, had I shared this message before then, a lot of more people praying or what have you, which probably some people are doing so. But could that have been prevented? But because of my disobedience, you know, I can't help but to think about his death. And so today I encourage each and every one of you, specifically also for Christians, because those of you who may not be Christians, those of you who may not believe the same faith I believe in, may not even believe what I'm telling you is the truth, but it's okay. It doesn't matter. But as a Christian, we should not be as the world, because we are in the world, but we are not of the world. Somebody may say, well, why should I pray for the ICE agents? Like I said, they may say they're the enemy. Pray for your enemy. Somebody may say, why should I pray for Donald Trump? He's not a man of God. He doesn't act like a man of God. That's not up to you it's not up for you to decide. It's up to him, the one who placed him in authority. As Christians, for every one of us who read our Bibles and really adhere to it, we know that we cannot think the same way the world thinks, because it says, pray for those who are in leadership, pray for those who are in authority, because God has established them in that position. Not me, not us. God did it. So who am I to choose who to pray for. So as Christians, specifically in this part of it, we know that if you are a Christian, a true follower of Christ, we know that we don't choose, we don't pick and choose, we don't decide who and what to pray for. We simply pray because that's what the word calls us to do. Pray without ceasing. And like I said, I'm in the nation of the United States. Anything that happens here affects me. Never mind if my family's from Sierra Leone. We're not there. Do I still have family there? Yes, I do. Those who are there will be affected by what goes on over there. But because we are here, we are affected by the things that happen here. So it doesn't matter what you think. You may say, well, why should she pray for agents that are doing these things and that and those things to immigrants? It doesn't stop us from praying. You may not like Donald Trump. You may not like what's going on in our government, but this is what we face right now. And for me, it's something that I always say, God, I want to hear your voice. I want to do the things that you want me to do. So when I hear messages like that and as someone disobey in sharing that information at an early stage, it does put me in a position where I have to ask for repentance, because I can't say, God, give me your word, but then I don't act up on it immediately. So today I'm speaking to each and every one of you all who are truly believers of Christ. If the Lord tells you to do something, doesn't matter how the world is going to think about it, because we're not looking for accolades, for affirmation from the world, but to please God. So today I implore you to continue to pray for our nation, for our government. It doesn't matter how you feel about Donald Trump. It doesn't matter how you feel about ICE agents. All that it matters is you are called to prayer. So let's go out there today. Let's go create something extraordinary, because you are extraordinarily whole.